Hello, everyone. It's me, Anime Weird Anime, and I'm here to bring you part four. I don't know what I'm doing, but part four. Hi, it's part four to what if Deku had a copy Quirk? Yeah, it's a part four to copy Quirk Deku. Whoopie doo. I will tell you right now. I added two more like moves to Quirk like list. Um, They're at you right here. They're in the shadow quirks. Now, given this does offset many of my other ones because none of them else have four attacks or four different like uses. But shadow quirks now do, and those two. And it's not a spoiler. It's now. It's not really a spoiler, but those two will be used later on in the episode, later on in the part. So yeah. So anyways, do the YouTube things like subscribe, comment. I don't care what you comment, honestly. Just don't do anything weird, okay? Or politics. Please don't. Just don't. I don't know. Talk about like me. Not. I'm not narcissistic. I'm not a narcissist. Um. I don't know. Favorite animal. Talk about that, please. Mine, personally, kangaroo. Okay. You all know stuff about a kangaroo. Good lord, bro. I don't get why. No, like anime. I mean, I really wanted to see when I was watching through Zoe because I didn't read One Piece at the time. I think it was a couple years ago. I've read through One Piece. Um, okay, I haven't just watched the anime. When I was watching through Zoe for the first time, I was thinking, and when we first got introduced to a mink, which I think it was Nekomamushi in Dogstorm or Inuarashi, I think it was them. I think they were the first. No, it was Carrot. It was one of the minks. I forget the first mink we were introduced to. Um, I was thinking after learning more about them, I believe in the next SBS. I believe I just looked up on minks in One Piece, uh, learning they had to be mammals. Uh, I was thinking I want to see a kangaroo mink because kangaroos are crazy, bro. Red kangaroos, which are, I believe, are the biggest species of kangaroo. Uh, they are 8 feet tall when they're stand or like full on like hind legs, like standing up full height, right? 8 feet, some like 8 foot two or 9 foot. I think it's just 8 feet tall. Uh, about like 200 pounds and just crazy. Like, why didn't Oda make a kangaroo mink? It could be like one of the strongest things ever. Like with Electro and like if it had like a devil fruit to make it like I don't know faster or imagine it had like a devil fruit that turned it into like maybe like I feel like a paramecia would work well that would make like there's the strong fruit that Jesus Burgess has, right? Like have it like the jump fruit or something, or like the fast fruit, accelerate accelerate no me or something. Just have it be crazy. That's what I would have done in Oda's shoes. Um, put a kangaroo mink on there with like some type of level of hockey and like blades, not blades, but like some level of hockey, like armament, right? In observation, and it be like have it be uh like the leader of minks, right? Like the leader of the minks. I mean Pedro. Ugh. but they were all like dogs and cats and deer and rabbits. I guarantee, I feel like there was a kangaroo mink, but it never showed, or at least I might have to rewatch Zoe and look in the background to check if there was a kangaroo mink. Because why wouldn't there be? I mean, that was a missed opportunity. Unless we're getting like a, I'd love to get like a side series like during the time of One Piece, like Luffy's adventure, where we're just focusing on the minks, or like a cover story where we're focusing on minks and a kangaroo mink shows up. I'd love that to happen, to be honest with you. But anyways, enough of my rant. Let's get into it. Well, after I get a drink water, okay? I have a voice, and I'd like to take care of it. Okay. Anyways, okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay. So, last time we went over the sports festival, right? Things happened there. Um, I don't remember who won it. I don't remember who won the sports festival. I guarantee it was Midoriya, right? I feel like it was Midoriya. So after that, um, the internships would come around. They would all choose their own, like their respective internships. Midoriya would be uh, I don't know who he would go to because there's not really much people. Like I need him to get to Hosu, right? I need him in there. So like I could go like I know Endeavor would say I'm not training that kid, but yet after seeing him, I feel like he would just offer, like put it on there just to see, hey, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I mean, if he doesn't, I don't really care. If he doesn't accept, that is, I don't. It doesn't bother me any. But if he does accept, I can help him out with fire quirks, right? And so that's basically my logic to this. So he goes with Endeavor's agency for this internship, right? For this one, and for the for fees, he's gonna end up with Night Eye. I don't care what people say. Sorry, kicking something. Anyways, so as he would go with Endeavor, Todoroki would also go to Endeavor. Sadly for his case, because he needs help with his fire quirk, his fire side. That is, right. He needs help with it. As much as he doesn't want to admit it, he does need help with uh with his fire side, right? So that he can control it and whatnot, and everything to do with that, right? He needs help. So they would both go. They'd both end up going to Hosu. And reminder, uh, Deku's hero costume is Raira's in Black Clover. So if you want to know what it looks like, then you can go look it up. Raira, Rhya. Actually, I can help you all out a little bit. I'll show it to you. Um, Raira, Black Clover, images. Uh, I need a better picture. Hold on. Well, that's a cool picture. Um, Wish I saw that sooner. That's awesome too. I might just go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back up. Um, Here it is. Let's just go this one. This is what it looks like. This is what he's wearing. Okay. 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 So they'd be in Hosu. The Nomus would be there, and they'd start fighting. Midoriya just using random quirks. Okay. Like hold on. He'd go in with like a flaming star, airborne wind blades, like very like AoE type attacks, like surging white lightning waves, water lances, coral arrows, um, twilight creatures, uh, the freezing divine feathers, and alloy shot, bronze beams. Yeah, like big AoE. He would actually uh like stronger, like bigger, uh how do I explain? Bigger twilight creatures, the cursed twilight creatures, instead of like lizard men, they're more of like a okay, I don't know if any of you have seen Solo Leveling: Arise from the Shadow, well, season 2, right? I don't know if any of you have seen that. But if you have, um I don't want to spoil it, but I hope you all have seen it. The A rank, I think it's A rank, or maybe S rank, boss, um, Tusk. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Tusk, his underlings, like the four big, like strong hitters of like his guards, basically his main four guards, ogres, I believe what they are. Like his ogres, is what it looks like. Ogres, not like Shrek. Okay, like Tusk and the other four, right? Actually, there's three. Jinhu only arised three because he threw one into the roof, the ceiling. So yeah, the like those three. That's what they all look like in like different garb. Like some would be shirtless in like with arm wraps, like fur like arm wraps. Uh, some would be like sh- like shorts with like fur around like where they end. Like they would be like they wouldn't be like below the knee. They would be above the knee, and like fur right there, and like fur or like and ripped like shirts at like the bottom dangling, uh with like bone like necklaces, uh right. And someone had weapons. Ones would Some would have some would have weapons like bone clubs and um two like bone clubs, and one would have like one huge bone club. uh some some would have like basically like that, like massive bone clubs, like just massive bones. I hope you all know what I'm talking about. Like I really hope you all do, and not I hope you do. If you don't, then you gotta play along. So as Midoriya's like shadow would extend backwards, these creatures, these like ogre orc-like creatures. Orcs, that's what they are, not ogres. Orcs, that's what they are. Maybe an orc and ogre is the same thing. I don't know, but they're orcs with like the overbites and underbites, with like the tusk. You all know what I'm talking about, hopefully. Uh, as they would come out of his shadow and start going after the Nomus, uh, Midoriya would get a text, and he would be right beside Todoroki, noticing he would also get the same text from Ida. Uh, from Ida telling him that he needs help, or like the coordinates. And they would both run off. Midoriya would be in front, right? He'd get there first. He was already like Aurora configuration. He would go through the like light orbs at light speed, just boom, 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 and he'd make it there. Hopping out of one of the light orbs, he'd stare into an alleyway, noticing a man standing over two bodies. One being a hero that Midoriya doesn't recognize, and one being Tenya Ida, his friend. Midoriya can tell Ida's not okay. He's very bloody. Native is too. He can't tell if they're alive or not, but they're. He can tell Ida is, at least, because they're staring at Midoriya. Native is knocked out. He's out cold. And uh, Midoriya would give one of these looks, as you can see in the picture, like, oh my god. And he would say, so let me guess. Let me guess. This is. I don't know. You were talking about your brother a lot lately. I'm sorry about the cows, the background noise. You've been talking a lot about your brother being attacked lately. This is not going to cut out the noise at all, but it might make it better. I don't know. What do you do with idiot? Sorry. Midori would say, uh, so let me guess. Now, given this is just context clues, let me guess. Your brother, Ingenium, that's the attacker, the hero killer something, right? Stain. Okay. Oh, God. Why did I get stuck with idiots as classmates? One tried to get revenge, and the one of the other ones doing it all for money. The other one has anger issues. Most of them are just plain out stupid and thought this would be easy. Swear, I get stuff with idiots everywhere I go. Except for Todoroki. He's fine. He's great. Not given he's a hero to be. He was forced to be a hero. And he's trying to be number one without using fire. But anyways, so you want to introduce yourself, or do I have to introduce myself to you? And, well, now known as Stain, because Midoriya already knows him, Stain would say, so, who are you? And I recommend you get away, kid. And let me finish my business. Or unless you want to end like these two. Oh, you look entitled. Ah, let's see if you're a good hero. And if he runs away, he might be a good hero. Or not. I don't know. I want to test him though. He'd say the last few parts in his head. But the who are you, kid? You might want to run is out loud. Okay. And well, Midoriya would say he would have his hood up. He'd let his hood down, showing his face, the mark under his eye, and he would say, "Man, that's boring. I'm tired." Um. Well, crap. I didn't think about this. What is my hero name? Well, that doesn't matter. Um. Eh, copycat. No. Maybe. I feel like that's very generic though because of my quirk. Um. Mimic? No. I think that's the idiot Monoma. His name? Or his Phantom? I don't know. No, that's not gonna work. No. Why would I have disloyal in my name? Unloyal? What? That's a dumb name. Right? No. Ryra the disloyal or unloyal? That's a dumb name. Because I feel like I would want people to trust me. Um, Mirror? Ooh. Ooh, oh, Mirror. You can call me Mirror. Yeah, yeah. And that was dumb. That was on the spot too. But yeah, I'm Mirror. That's what I called myself. I remember now. Mirror. Yeah, you'll see why. Anyways, oh, you want to start this or what? He'd be stretching like, hey, question. Before like Stain would do anything, he was about to just like stab, like just push his sword further into Ida's hand, right, and just trying to get through his hand to get to his like body. Um, um, Midori would say, "You know anything about the brainless creatures out there?" And Stain would say, "What? Brain? Oh, those things. Yeah, I have no clue what those are. I saw them. I killed a couple, but before these two idiots attacked me, um, League of Villains tried to recruit me and whatever. Why am I giving you this information? I don't know. You seem like a good kid, to be honest with you. Um, well, the League of Villains tried to recruit me, right? But I said no, and I left, right? Because I threatened them to murk them, to keep them quiet. Uh, Good thing they listened, or they would be on the ground. And your life would be way easier. Like way easier, right? And after that, uh, came here, came back to host Shu to look around for more heroes, right? And yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. And villains, really. I mean, there's no one really here, to be honest with you. And my job's pretty easy around here, sort of. But anyways, yeah, I'm not affiliated with them at all. And Midori would say, uh, okay. Anyways, and as he would like go down to stretch, uh, he could like the he could feel a like the wind off of something like fly past him, and he would look up and turn around and see a blade, just like wiggling around in the ground from where um Stain just threw one at him, and he went down to uh stretch, and that's how he moved, just to dodge it. He didn't dodge it on purpose, and he would look back at Stan and like with a, oh, okay, that's how we're gonna play it. That's how we're gonna play. Okay, he would say, "Airborne wind blades," and as he would fire off these wind blades out of midair, Stan would say, "So you got a wind quirk, pointless." Right, and he would dodge the wind blades, and Midoriya then would use water lances. So water lances would just shoot out of his palm, or like out of the air, out of from the moisture of the air, and just like shoot out towards him. And Stain would say, well, not out loud. Like neither of those would be out loud. It's be in his head. So he has an elemental quirk. Noted. And a dragon from like the concrete uh from below would just rip out of the ground and try to bite him. Stain would move out of the way, uh, and then the dragon would bite Ida, fly around, set him like down in the alleyway, and then like I don't. Well, Native would still be there, but he got Ida out of the way, and the dragon would come back around at Stain to chomp at him again. Stain moving away again. Now going back around, uh, the dragon would grab Native, get him out of there, and then just crumble, right? And, then uh, Midoriya would use Red Lightning Ethereal Burst, and he'd hold out his two hands, both of his hands, out in front of him, as red orbs of lightning would shoot out at uh, not Midoriya, Stain. Stain either, well, he'd have to dodge out of the way because he'd try to like cut one, and he doesn't have hockey, so it's not gonna work. Like he'd try to cut one, it would just go through his sword and just shock him. And that little bit of time would give of him just like getting shocked. Like he'd get stunned a little bit and then get hit by one and then get hit again and again. And then Midoriya would use Steigen or Steigen chains to chain him down, to grab his arms, these dark chains out of, well, the darkness, out of the out of its own shadow, or like out of the shadow of the alleyway, would just wrap around his arms and legs so that he can't move. He'd try to rip them out, but they would just they'd stand still. And Midori would say, "Phantom mirror," and his eyes would go pitch black as Stain would look into them, and he'd become in like a daze like state, and he'd be seeing stuff, which we'll get into in a second. Um, and then Midoriya would use Phantom Outlier, which around him, like out of the shadow of like the alleyway, would come up other versions of him, like multiple like clones of him would appear out of the shadow, right? And now we'll get into Stain, like what he's seeing, right? And he's seeing lifeless bodies all around him of his past loved ones in All Might getting taken down over and being tortured by these creatures, right? By these unimaginable horrors of his own dream, of his own past, of his own creation. As he's being held by these chains, he he just he'd start to yell, he'd start to scream, and eventually, Todoroki would get here. He would see Ida and um, uh, Native on the ground. So he would go check on them, and Ida would say, Go find Midoriya. I don't know what happened. He's in the alleyway, and there's screams." And Todoroki could clearly hear the screams already. Like, just already. He could hear them. He could hear them. Uh, but once he would look into the alleyway, it would only be stained screams and multiple Midoriyas. Midoriya would come out of a shadow, out of like the shadow of the alleyway, and he would say, "I'm fine." He's not. Um, been waiting here for you, honestly. See, given I know how to fight hand to hand, but I'm not good at it. Um, so if I got hand to hand with him, I would have been screwed. So I just kept him at bay with quirks and just massive attacks that he was scared to get hit by. Um, and then caught him in chains, the dark chains that I caught that Nomu at the USJ with. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Um, Call your dad. You wouldn't mind. Um, Took care of him. So eventually, um, Endeavor would come over with police, and they would see a mess. Uh, I mean, given not a big mess, but like it's a mess of a man. Um, so they would get Stain in handcuffs. They'd get him captured. Um, but before they would leave, a Nomu that could fly would be soaring down onto onto Midoriya's like head, trying to take it off. Stain would, with like a flick of a finger, just take it down, just straight through that dome, just to take it out. And he would say to Midoriya, "Kid, kid, or mirror is what I should say. Become a hero, okay? I believe in you. I know I shouldn't be the one saying this to you, but become a hero, kid. I want to see it happen. I want to see you do great. I want to see you make this dumpster of a town, dumpster of a place, this world, turn into a great place. Even if you don't make it to number one. I want to hear the story of the man, of the hero, who took me down with an unorthodox way, but you took me down. I want to see the name Mirror reach the darkest depths of hell and the highest of highs in heaven. Okay? Make the world know the name. Mirror. Stupid name. And he'd be put back um into the car, and they would drive off. Endeavor would take the fame for taking out the hero killer. Um, and yeah, everything else like that would happen. The internships would end very soon. They'd all come to a close because of what happened at Hoshu. And yeah, that's when I'm going to end it for this one. I hope to see you in the next one. Go follow me on socials before you leave. And yeah, do the YouTube things if you haven't already. And I hope to see you on the next one. See ya.